I wanted to share with y'all how Plexus has changed my life because it honestly has. So here's the deal. We're going to go back a couple years. I started on this health journey to figure out what in the world was going on. I knew I had a lot of chronic health issues, but I didn't know what they were. So for 2.5 years, I sought out doctor after doctor. And after 2.5 years, I ended up with 6 doctors and 5 different diagnoses. I'll just cut straight to the chase. I ended up with a list of symptoms that were ridiculously long, but most of them, the big ones, were to include bloating, constipation, I had acne, I had carb and sugar cravings that were like unbelievable, if you know what I mean. Mouth sores, the fatigue was debilitating at times, muscle and joint pain. Sleepless nights, I'd have nightmares and like restless leg syndrome kind of ish. I would have allergies, and I knew that I had seasonal allergies that were horrible. I mean, to the point where it was difficult to be outside at times. And then also I knew that I was having allergic reactions to foods. So after those 2.5 years and those 6 doctors, I ended up with 5 different diagnoses. So I ended up with celiac disease, autoimmune of the small intestines. I ended up with IBS. They slap that puppy on when they have no idea what else to tell you. I ended up with food and I knew about the seasonal allergies, but with food allergies as well, and then PCOS and endometriosis. So given all of those, most days my pain due to one of the 5 was usually about a 6 out of 10, and that's where I lived. And it was pretty doable until I got pregnant, and then I was breastfeeding my son. And for about 2 years, my body took a break. And so when I quit all of that, everything kind of came back full force after that. And my son was 18 months old. And one day I could not do our bedtime ritual for nap because I was in so much pain. And so I put him down and I walked away with him screaming and crying, and he was asking me to hold you because I was supposed to hold him and sing to him longer, but I couldn't do it. So I walked away bawling my eyes out because no mother should have to walk away from their 18-month-old who wants to be held, but I could not do it. So I had a very difficult but very raw conversation with the Lord, and I said, you send me something. You have the power to take this, and I don't understand why you're not, but you send me something and I'll take it. I don't care if it's drugs. I don't even like medication, but I'll do it. Whatever you send, I'll do it. So 2 days later, I saw one of Jessica Heffley's posts, and it listed most of the things I was dealing with. And I said, okay, I'm in. And so the one thing that I prayed for was energy, because if you have ever had chronic health issues, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to wear a mask. It's exhausting to walk into a room and fake that you feel great. It's exhausting to make it through the day when you're taking care of patients and you have to act like you care more about how they feel than how bad it is to be you at this point. So I prayed for energy. By day 3, I felt like I had an IV coffee drip going on. I mean, I was like energized. Okay. So I was stoked about that. Then after that, about night 7, I slept through the night for the first night in over 10 years. I didn't have restless leg. I didn't wake up and just toss and turn. I had no nightmares, and they were graphically horrible nightmares. So by the first month, I'll just be really honest with you, by the first month, I had a cycle that was what most would call normal, because mine were very abnormal. They were very heavy and they lasted very long. And so I knew from all of my research with all of my other health issues that gut health was a huge factor in my health, but I had no idea how to connect those links. And Plexus, was it a cure? Absolutely not. Do I still eat gluten-free? You better believe it. But what it did for me was it was a missing link in the puzzle for me. And it has changed my life. I mean, it has changed my finances. It has changed my family's health. My son has allergies, and just last night, we figured out that he was exposed to dairy. He has an anaphylactic, basically allergy to dairy usually. And y'all, that boy didn't use an inhaler. He didn't use any Benadryl last night. So life changing for my family, our finances. It has been a great support to us through a hard time in life financially. So that is how Plexus has changed my life in a nutshell. Feel free to message me if you want some more gory details. But thank you so much for listening to this, and I hope that Plexus changes your life as well.